Get ready to travel back in time to an era when neon colors, arcade games, and big hair reigned supreme. In today's video, we're digging deep into the world of nostalgic tastes to uncover 20 forgotten foods from the 1980s that we desperately want back. From once booming fast food experiments to quirky grocery store finds, these vanished treats left a memorable mark on our taste buds and pop culture alike. Whether you're a baby boomer who remembers them firsthand or a curious foodie from a later generation, this look at mouth-watering 80s eats will have you craving every nostalgic bite. Number 1. Jell-O Pudding Pops. Beloved for their creamy texture that blended the smoothness of pudding with the chill of ice cream, these pops popped up on supermarket shelves nationwide. Advertisements in the 1980s highlighted a swirl of chocolate and vanilla flavors, enticing both kids looking for a fun treat and adults craving a quick dessert fix. At summer gatherings, hosts would pull them from the freezer as a highlight of the snack table. Eventually, production shifts caused them to vanish. Fans today still attempt homemade replicas, hoping to recapture that unmistakable pudding-like consistency, while online communities preserve nostalgia for these once ubiquitous, joy-inducing frozen bars. Number 2. McDonald's McDLT. Characterized by a dual-chamber styrofoam container that kept the lettuce and tomatoes separate from the hot patty, the McDLT was a nod to 80s innovation in fast food packaging. Commercials showed cheerful scenes of people flipping one side onto the other, preserving crisp veggies and melted cheese. It served as a conversation starter, especially among diners who enjoyed the do-it-yourself moment. Environmental concerns regarding foam boxes eventually led to its discontinuation. Nonetheless, many longtime customers recall the excitement of opening that two-part container, marveling at the freshness that set it apart from standard hamburger offerings. Number 3. Bonkers Fruit Chews. Vibrantly colored and advertised with comedic commercials where giant fruits toppled over unsuspecting candy lovers, Bonkers provided a burst of layered flavor that surprised taste buds. The wrappers showed cartoonish fruit designs, a magnet for children scanning convenience store shelves. Parents sometimes bought them as small incentives, while teenagers hoarded packs for trading at lunch. Corporate changes in the 1990s spelled the end of Bonkers. Online candy enthusiasts still reminisce about that juicy center surrounded by a softer outer shell, insisting few modern candies match the playful tang of the original. Number 4. Tab Soda. Launched in the 1960s but culturally embedded in the 1980s fitness craze, Tab's pink can and saccharin-based formula drew in dieters and soda aficionados. Fitness gurus in leotards and leg warmers hawked it as a guilt-free indulgence, and celebrities often posed with Tab in lifestyle magazines. Over time, the rise of new diet colas overshadowed Tab, and shifting consumer demands led to its ultimate decline. Despite that, countless collectors display vintage Tab merchandise as iconic reminders of an era brimming with aerobics, bright spandex, and a fascination with low-calorie everything. Number 5. Planters Cheese Balls. Housed in distinctive cylindrical canisters topped with Mr. Peanut's face, these bright orange puffs enjoyed popularity at weekend get-togethers and family movie nights. The tangy cheese flavor stuck to fingers, making them the perfect companion for blocky VCR tapes and cable TV marathons. Production halted when Planters reorganized product lines, and fans felt a nostalgic pang seeing them vanish from snack aisles. Sporadic limited re-releases cause internet frenzies, with enthusiasts rushing to see if the rebooted formula captures the same crunchy, airy feel that once made cheese balls a staple of 80s snacking culture. Number 6. The Taco Bell Bell Beefer. A hamburger-style bun packed with seasoned beef, sauce, and lettuce. This menu oddity satisfied customers who wanted taco fillings without the shell. Commercials depicted it as an easy-to-eat sandwich, bridging Mexican and American fast food cravings. While baby boomers found the item nostalgic, younger patrons were drawn to more traditional Taco Bell fare like burritos or chalupas. Eventually, the bell beefer disappeared quietly. Its memory persists among diners who recall how the 80s seemed ripe for experimenting with cross-cultural menu ideas, no matter how unorthodox. Number 7. Wendys Superbar. Combining pasta, tacos, and salads under one self-serve area, the Superbar introduced a buffet concept into the fast food realm. Weekends saw families lining up for heaping plates of spaghetti, then revisiting to assemble nachos and top off a side salad, all in a single sitting. Operational complexities caused management headaches, including the need for constant restocking. By the 1990s, the Superbar ended. Even so, it remains a shining example of how 80s enthusiasm for variety and abundance permeated every corner of dining, allowing customers to craft wildly diverse meals on the cheap. Number 8. Keebler Tato Skins. Not quite a chip, yet not fully a baked potato skin, these snacks featured an earthy, savory crunch that promised real potato and skin in every bite. The Keebler elves touted them in commercials, drawing intrigue from those seeking a mid-range snack between wafer-thin chips and heavier potato wedges. Competitors later introduced new flavors and formats, overshadowing Tato skins. They became harder to find in mainstream grocers, although similar variations under different brands occasionally surface. Nostalgic consumers often recall opening a bag before hitting play on a VHS rental, making Tato skins a hallmark of 80s-era casual snacking. Number 9. Hubba Bubba Bubble Gum Soda. Born from the popularity of Hubba Bubba gum, this soda doubled down on sweetness by fusing bubblegum flavor into a carbonated drink. Teens gravitated to the novelty, toting bright pink cans during after-school hangouts at arcades or roller rinks. Critics pointed to the over-the-top sugar content, and as the soda market expanded with more toned-down flavors, the bubblegum fizz lost its mainstream appeal. Devoted fans still share memories on message boards about cracking open that first can and taking a gulp of a beverage that tasted like freshly chewed gum, an undeniably 80s experience. Number 10. McDonald's Onion Nuggets. A precursor to Chicken McNuggets, these bite-sized onion chunks served as a fried snack alternative to onion rings. Advertisements hinted at a convenient way to enjoy onion flavor without dealing with the ring shape. People seeking novelty in their fast food routine embraced them, though they never reached the immense popularity of chicken nuggets. Eventually, they faded from the menu. Today, references to onion nuggets appear in fast food retrospectives, reminding diners that the 80s saw major brands testing out all sorts of crispy innovations before settling on enduring favorites. Number 11, Ecto Cooler by High C. Launched to coincide with the Ghostbusters phenomenon, this neon green citrus drink featured Slimer on the box, fueling its kid-friendly appeal. Parents often tossed a pouch into lunchboxes or stacked them in coolers for weekend movie nights. After the Ghostbusters hype subsided, the product underwent several rebrands but never stuck around for long. When occasional revivals appear, fans scramble to taste test and see if it matches the tangy, sugary zest they remember. Ecto Cooler stands as an icon of synergy between pop culture and food marketing, capturing the magical spark of 80s tie-ins. Number 12, Fruit Wrinkles. Soft, tiny morsels of real fruit-inspired flavor, these snacks were overshadowed by more famous fruit rolls and gummy packs. The name hinted at the wrinkled texture that made them feel distinct from standard jelly candies. Kids poured them into their palms during recess or while sprawled on the living room rug, watching Saturday morning cartoons. Corporate shifting eventually halted production, leaving them absent from grocery shelves. Conversations about 80s fruit snacks often circle back to Fruit Wrinkles as a prime example of a short-lived gem that vanished too soon. Number 13, PacMan Cereal. Banking on the massive popularity of the arcade icon, this cereal combined crunchy puffs and marshmallows shaped like Pac-Man and ghosts. Children woke up early to watch cartoons with a bowl of these bright pieces, imagining themselves zipping through digital mazes. However, as video game licensing partnerships branched into other cereals, PacMan Cereal saw dwindling sales. Retro gaming fans today trade stories of saving proof-of-purchase cutouts from the box for prizes or collecting limited edition spoons. Its memory still conjures images of neon arcades and the persistent Waka Waka jingle in the background. Number 14. New York Seltzer. Packaged in small glass bottles featuring whimsical monochrome cityscapes, this carbonated water boasted flavors such as root beer and peach. It stood out in an era when sugary sodas reigned, offering a lighter alternative without artificial colors. Both younger consumers and baby boomers found it a refreshing departure from mainstream colas. Distributors eventually changed strategies, and availability declined, leading to the brand's disappearance. Sporadic revivals spark curiosity, as aficionados wonder whether current formulas replicate the crisp, nostalgic feel of sipping a bottle while wandering a record store stocked with 80s rock and roll vinyl. Number 15. Hersheys Bar None. Featuring a chocolate wafer, thick chocolate coating, and a hint of peanuts, Bar None promised an indulgent treat for chocoholics. Ads touted it as the perfect candy bar for those who wanted a textural and flavorful punch in every bite. After an initial surge, recipe modifications and the eventual introduction of other candy lines diminished its sales. When it vanished, ardent fans lamented the loss, insisting no other bar quite balanced wafer, nuts, and chocolate as well. Vintage candy aficionados still occasionally post petitions urging Hersheys to resurrect this 80s favorite. Number 16. Reggie. Bar originally launched in the late 70s to honor baseball star Reggie Jackson, it stayed relevant into the early 80s thanks to the athlete's lasting fame. This circular bar combined peanuts, caramel, and chocolate. Sports collectors preserved wrappers or promotional materials, seeing it as a sports memorabilia crossover into candy culture. After Jackson retired and interest waned, the bar vanished. Modern fans of baseball history recall how a star athlete's persona could extend even to candy bars, reflecting that era's fascination with celebrity-endorsed products. Number 17. Pepperidge Farm Star Wars Cookies. Shaped like beloved characters, these shortbread-like cookies brought the galaxy into snack time. Released when Star Wars mania was at a fever pitch, the packaging boldly displayed iconic images of lightsabers and droids. Kids traded the cookies at lunchtime, comparing which Star Wars figure they each got in the bag. Licensing deals eventually ended, and Pepperidge Farm refocused on core items. Collectors of vintage Star Wars merchandise still clamor for unopened boxes of these cookies, recalling how a love of cinematic space sagas often spilled into everyday moments, even dessert. Number 18. Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape. Sold in round canisters that dispensed a long strip of gum, bubble tape thrilled kids eager to measure out the pink ribbon and blow enormous bubbles. 80s commercials depicted cartoonish battles of bubble size, while the product promised less stickiness than other gums. Over the years, new flavors like sour apple emerged, but by the 90s, competition and corporate rebranding overshadowed this fun format. Nonetheless, it sits in the memory of older fans as a prime example of how even a simple concept, gum shaped like tape, could capture an era obsessed with novelty. Number 19. Fruit Corners Fruit Bars. Marketed with bright packaging that touted real fruit content, these bars occupied a space between candy and health food, popular during a decade that balanced sweet indulgence with emerging fitness trends. Busy adults and active kids slipped them into backpacks or briefcases, enjoying the chewy texture that felt more substantial than a standard gummy. Company realignments phased them out, prompting fans to lament how quickly 80s brands came and went. The bar's departure left a gap for those seeking a fruit-forward snack that wasn't just a roll-up or a standard fruit chew. Number 20. Pizza Hut Priato. This was Pizza Hut's bold attempt at mimicking an Italian pie with multiple layers of cheese and sauce, sealed within a thick crust. Diners enjoyed a fork-and-knife approach, contrasting with regular pizza slices. Commercials highlighted its sumptuous, hearty profile. picturing a table crowded with friends, savoring every gooey bite. The extra preparation time and operational complexity made it costly for the chain to keep on menus. When it disappeared, some patrons lamented the loss of variety in favor of quicker options. Memories of the Priato persist as a testament to a decade of culinary experimentation, merging ideas of indulgence and convenience in one doughy package.